Lexie Hull didn't just have a good game, she went nuclear.
Lexie, that final three-pointer kind of felt like the perfect end of that night. Just if you could just talk to me about the celebration, how much of a relief that was for you, just kind of to punctuate it like that.
Hull, one more three. Oh, what a sight for Lexie Hull.
We believe that every time she shoots it, it's going to go in. But for her to finally feel that and see that and play with so much confidence, it's big for us. When she knocks down shots, we're a different team.
Lexie Hull, though, the bucket and the foul.
The player who couldn't buy a bucket for weeks suddenly erupted, leading the Indiana Fever to humiliate Angel Reese's Chicago Sky. And here's the twist. They did it without Caitlin Clark and with no point guards available.
Like the Indiana Fever has defeated the Chicago Sky with only 9 damn players on the team. Game we seen tonight, Lexie Hull, MVP, bruh. I mean, she was hitting threes like it was no tomorrow. Now, she did have a scary incident in this game where she rolled her ankle and she had a little collision. I'm hoping everything is all right with her, but overall, Lexie Hull looked sensational.
So how did this shorthanded team pull off one of the most dominant wins of the season? The Fever's worst nightmare had already begun. Caitlin Clark was sidelined with quad and groin injuries since mid-July, with no return date in sight. Then, in the same game against Phoenix, disaster doubled down. Sydney Colson tore her ACL in the first quarter.
And here's the hustle right there. And as she comes down. Obviously, a really awkward when
plant.
She lands on that left.
Aari McDonald broke her foot in the fourth. 2-point guards. One night, both out for the season. The trade deadline had passed. No replacements could be signed. The Fever had 0 healthy point guards.
All right, who has the Fever's voodoo doll? Because this is getting out of control. It was just announced that Sid Colson and Aari McDonald are out for the season. Sid tore her ACL and Aari McDonald broke a bone in her right foot. The Fever cannot catch a break this season. And this is so heartbreaking for these two, especially Aari joining the team midway through the season, not even knowing if she was going to be playing in the W this season at all, being such a strong contributor to the team. And then Sid having that veteran leadership role, keeping the locker room fun and exciting. I mean, everyone loves Sid. And with these two out, the Indiana Fever officially do not have a point guard. We still have no timetable for Caitlin Clark's return, and at this point she has missed more games than she's even played. Sophie Cunningham can run the one, but she has been absolutely killing it from the wing, so I would hate to see them try to shuffle her around. And because of league rules, the Indiana Fever can't even sign a hardship player before tomorrow's game. So they currently have 9 players available with no point guard.
The Chicago Sky saw their chance. Winless against the Fever all season, this was their revenge game. Indiana came in wounded, undermanned, and vulnerable. Everything pointed to a Sky victory. But that's not what happened. Lexie Hull had been in a nightmare of her own. Her last 2 weeks? A brutal 2 for 25 from 3. Hesitating on open looks. Confidence slipping away with every miss. Her mother hadn't seen her hit a 3 since the start of August. After the Phoenix loss, arguably her worst game of the season, Kelsey Mitchell pulled her aside. She told her, "We're counting on you every night." Fast forward to the Chicago game. Early in the first quarter, Hull stepped into her first three-pointer. The ball arced through the air and swished. Caitlin Clark, watching from the bench, jumped up in pure joy.
Hull, open 3. Oh, what a sight for Lexie Hull. She has needed that one to drop.
Lexie Hull catching fire.
Celebrating like she had made the shot herself. That single make changed everything. Hull started hunting for shots, moving without the ball, making reads, playing free.
Colson out for the year with the ACL tear. Lexie Hull, though, the bucket and the foul. He's dealt with so much scoring adversity lately.
Yeah, terrific baseline execution. She comes off the curl.
She finished 4 for 6 from deep, with a season-high 17 points and a plus 22 plus-minus.
You know, her just adjusting to not starting games, coming off the bench.
Cunningham draws the defense. Hull rolls in the corner 3.
Tell you what, this Fever team is going to be very dangerous no matter the roster.
Oh, Lexie Hull, heat checking her napalm era right now.
Every make was celebrated like a championship moment. Aaliyah Boston flashed the three-point sign. Sophie Cunningham wrapped Hull in a hug. Chicago had no idea they were witnessing a complete role reversal. With no point guards, Coach Stephanie White turned to Kelsey Mitchell. It was the first time since college she'd had to run an offense full-time. Mitchell's instincts have always been scorer first, but this time she sacrificed her own shots to set up teammates.
What a matchup between her and Boston, something I'm keeping my eye on.
Mitchell trying to go one-on-one after getting the handoff. Back to Boston, sets her feet, nails the jumper. Kelsey Mitchell will stay true to her natural position. She's been playing so well from there, but she will get some opportunities as she jets by the defender, jumps it off to Howard, and Howard for 2.
The result? A season-high 8 assists to go with her scoring. The adjustment wasn't instant. Early on, you could see her fighting the urge to take over offensively. But then it clicked. She started seeing passing lanes that weren't there before, threading the ball through traffic, setting up easy baskets.
She'll be tasked with defending Mitchell. Mitchell coming off the screen, trying to create some separation. 2 come, dumps it up to Boston, it trickles in.
When Chicago played her for the pass, she scored. When they guarded her shot, she found the open teammate. By the end of the game, Mitchell had proven something big. She could run an offense and still be lethal as a scorer.
Mitchell 2-on-1, it's a foot race. Mitchell to Cunningham, Cunningham right there for 2 more. Pointed out the fact that Indiana just 5 turnovers with no true point guard. Mitchell pipes in another triple.
Coach White has talked all season about bringing in quality human beings, players willing to sacrifice for the team. This game was proof. Lexie Hull broke her shooting slump. Kelsey Mitchell reinvented her role. Boston anchored the defense. Sophie Cunningham filled gaps everywhere. For the first time, the Fever didn't look like a team relying on one superstar. They looked like a playoff threat with multiple weapons, a group that could win ugly, win shorthanded, and win convincingly. Chicago thought they were catching Indiana at their weakest. Instead, they got run off the floor. Final score, 92-70, a 22-point blowout. 4th straight win over the Sky this season. For Lexie Hull, it was the redemption she desperately needed. For Mitchell, it was a career night as a facilitator. For the Fever, it was a statement. We are more than Caitlin Clark. This win was more than just a number in the standings. It was proof that the Fever have built something real, a culture where everyone knows their role and is willing to step up when it matters most. With Clark's return on the horizon, the Fever will have not just their superstar, but a supporting cast battle-tested through adversity. The WNBA just got its warning. This team is dangerous. If you're still watching, drop Team Fever in the comments to show your support for Lexie Hull's epic comeback. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more, and check out our next breakdown on the screen now.
Well, my goodness. Gracious indeed. Sophie Cunningham has broken the internet in multiple ways over the last day.
I did not think it was going to be this hyped. I did not think it was going to be this hyped and have this much of a change. And like, I'm saying this, I always have to say it. I want to shout out Sophie Cunningham right now.
The WNBA fined Sophie Cunningham, and she responded by walking into a game wearing a shirt so savage, it humiliated the entire league.
Sophie came sauntering into the Chicago Sky game wearing a shirt that went viral. Well, here we are. She's now released a little video and some multiple images, and today she put out this statement. I have the meats. At Arby's.
This wasn't a tantrum, it was a calculated move that flipped a $500 fine into viral fame.
And Sophie Cunningham gets fined $500, $500 by Kathy Angle Braindead and the WNBA for speaking out against officiating on TikTok.
Massive brand deals and the most iconic clapback in league history. So how did one t-shirt turn Sophie into the WNBA's biggest PR nightmare and marketing genius? Let's break it all down.
But somebody who has benefited immensely from Caitlin Clark and being on the Fever is Sophie Cunningham, who continues to see her star rise. You know, Sophie walks in with a shirt, an Arby's shirt the other day, and that goes viral. Her moment throwing JC Sheldon to the floor goes viral. Now she's got pro wrestling promoters reaching out to her to try and line up a deal. It just goes to show you Sophie's spunk, her energy, her willingness to stand up for Caitlin Clark, and her overall ability on the court for such a high-profile team has risen her star power.
Sophie Cunningham has never been afraid to speak her mind. And when bad officiating in the WNBA got out of hand, she said what every fan was already thinking. After getting elbowed in the head by Olivia Nelson-Ododa with no foul call,
Clark on that possession.
after getting grabbed by the neck by a Sparks player with, again, no whistle, Sophie had enough. So she posted a TikTok. In it, she roasted the WNBA refs, calling them slow, stupid, and useless.
Stupid. Or is it slow?
And it went viral. Over 1.3 million views in a matter of hours. Fans were loving it. Because this wasn't just Sophie talking, it was Sophie speaking for them.
What's her TikTok on now? This has been 3 hours. So in 3 hours, she's getting 7,000 Instagram followers. Sophie Cunningham. Oh my God. She's now at 850,000 followers. It's been 3 hours. She's gonna gain a million. She's gonna be on 1 million followers. She was on 307,000 followers. She's now at the 7.9 million likes on TikTok. Her last TikTok that she posted got, I don't know, her pinned one, 6.7 million views. Sophie Cunningham is likely going to gain 600,000 to 700,000 TikTok followers.
For every player sick of getting fouled without protection. For every fan tired of watching the league ignore its own problems. But what did the WNBA do in response? They fined her $500.
Man, I thought we could have a little fun right before the game starts. We have Sophie Cunningham getting fined $500, man, for making this slick TikTok about the refs. Yo, it is hilarious. We are about to get all the way into it, man.
And that's when Sophie made her power move. Instead of backing down, Sophie showed up to the next game, a nationally televised matchup between the Fever and the Sky, wearing a shirt that said, "Hot girls eat Arby's." It was pink, it was loud, and it was completely savage.
Right here, and I have no idea what she got paid for this, but hot girls eat Arby's right here. I decided to turn that down. I don't know if that's a song that's going to get copyrighted or not. But she put this out, and this entire thing has broken the internet.
But this wasn't random. This was planned. Months earlier, Sophie had posted a video reviewing Arby's food and loved it. That was the setup. This was the punchline, because when Sophie rocked that shirt on Barbie night, the internet exploded. TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, all over it. The moment instantly became iconic. Arby's corporate account called her an unapologetic queen.
Officials Arby's social media site answered her and said, "Hell yeah, you do." Oh, man. That's hilarious. That the official Arby's site social media account would say, "Hell yeah, you do."
Her teammate Lexie Hull chimed in, "She has the meats." Fans were reposting the image like it was a rallying cry. That shirt wasn't just an outfit, it was a message. I don't care about your fine, I care about being real. Now here's where it gets crazy. That $500 fine. It became the best investment Sophie ever made.
So I feel like it was just a buildup of things. There was a lot of stuff. Tensions were high. That was the moment for Sophie to commit a hard foul, and she did that. And most of the world agreed with her. Most of the world was fed up with everything that was going on the court. They're fed up with the refs. They're fed up with the physicality getting to a point where players can get injured. And a lot of people were like, you know what? Finally, there's an enforcer on the court. People were calling her a hero, and her jersey completely sold out overnight. And this was something that I predicted.
After her TikTok roasting the refs, she gained over 1 million followers. After the Arby's shirt went viral, she gained another 700,000 in just 3 days. Her TikTok went from 300,000 to over 1.7 million followers, almost overnight. Jersey sales through the roof. Brand deals flooding in. She didn't just make back that $500. She turned it into millions in exposure, influence, and income. All because she refused to stay quiet. All because she dared to be herself. Sophie didn't get punished. She got paid. It didn't stop there. Sophie's savage stunt caught the attention of Jeannie Buss, owner of the Los Angeles Lakers and founder of Women of Wrestling.
Ever heard of somebody named Jeannie Buss? You may be like, who? The Lakers owner? Co-owner? Yeah, that Jeannie Buss. She has offered Sophie Cunningham a spot with WOW. You may be like, what's WOW? Women of Wrestling. Right here.
At a Comic-Con panel, they called Sophie the enforcer of Caitlin Clark, someone who protects the game's biggest star and brings heat with every move. They said, "We'd love to have Sophie Cunningham in WOW."
By the way, they were all at Comic-Con this last weekend, right here. But the owners of WOW, Women of Wrestling, have offered Sophie Cunningham a position. After this just came out over the last couple of days, but it stems back from the incident we were talking about with the Connecticut Sun. Indiana Fever forward Sophie Cunningham drew notoriety when she defended her superstar teammate Caitlin Clark with a flagrant foul and subsequent skirmish against the Connecticut Sun in June. This prompted Women of Wrestling founder and co-owner David McLean speaking at the panel at the San Diego Comic-Con on Friday to posit that Cunningham would be a fit for wrestling. It comes after Cunningham issued a savage response to a WNBA fine on a TikTok video.
Think about that. One shirt got her an invite into pro wrestling, not as a gimmick, but as a real crossover personality. She's not just a WNBA role player anymore, she's an entertainment brand. All because the league tried to shut her up with a $500 fine. Meanwhile, what did the WNBA get out of all this? Nothing but bad press, angry fans, and a big fat reminder that they still don't get it. Instead of fixing officiating, they keep punishing players for calling it out. Instead of embracing personality, they try to silence it. And every time they find Sophie Cunningham, she turns it into fuel, into fire, into money. This isn't a player problem, it's a leadership problem. Fans are starting to say it out loud. Let Sophie speak. Fix the refs, not the players. The W can't afford another PR disaster like this. And Sophie, she's making it rain. She said it herself. Keep the fines coming. I'll keep making it rain. Sophie Cunningham turned a $500 punishment into the most iconic branding move the WNBA has ever seen. She wore a shirt, she took a stand, and she exposed just how out of touch the league really is. Now she's more popular than ever, more marketable than ever, and more untouchable than ever. If you're still watching, drop "Hot Girls Eat Arby's" in the comments. Do you think Sophie went too far, or did she just show the league what real power looks like? Let us know. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because this story, it's just getting started.